Hey there, welcome back friends. Today we will talk about servlet context, and definitely this is a good to know information. Now in order to get it started, first of all we will talk about a scriptlet, and in here first of all let us create an object of servlet context type. So in here let us create an object of servlet context, and we will give the object name as context, and we will get the servlet context. So this is the step one. And it would be better if we create a yet another string as well, and we will give the name as URL, and inside this URL we will simply add in a text, and this text would be based on a attribute which is ahref, and the link would be, for example, http://studyeasy.org. So this looks good to me, and in fact in here, in order to enclose this like URL, we will make use of single quotes because we won't be able to make use of double quotes inside double quotes. So that's one thing. Let us close this tag, and now we will give the label as home, and let's end this a tag. Alright, so I suppose this looks good. Alright, so this is good. Now friends, whenever we would like to for example display our URL, our home page on a page, we can definitely make use of this variable. Now this variable will be only available to this page. Now what is the solution for it? The solution is to setting the attribute of our servlet context. So in here we will type in context dot set attribute. We will give the string as URL, and we will enclose this with double quotes, and this URL is nothing but the name provided for this attribute. Let me do one thing. Let me use a smaller case URL in order to reduce confusion, and now we will give the name of the object which is URL, and then finally semicolon. Now friends, this particular attribute URL would be available throughout the application. So this is the advantage of servlet context attributes, and the way of using this particular attribute is very simple. We will again make use of expression language, and we will simply print URL. Now finally, let me try to execute this JSP page on our web server by restarting the web server, and we would be able to see this link on our web page. And here we go. Definitely we can click on this link and we would be redirected to our home page, which is nothing but studyeasy.org. Now this is cool, and this will take couple of seconds in order to load our home page, as our internet connection is quite slow. There is some ongoing issue with our internet connection. Nevertheless, let me click on the back button, and now this particular URL is available throughout the entire application. So in order to prove this point, let me quickly create a yet another JSP file. The name would be like demo2, and we will click on finish, and in here we will again make use of expression language, and we will try to print URL. Now friends, I am not worrying about this title and formatting, so take a note of that. So the title would be insert title here, but the point is that this particular URL is also available inside this demo2.jsp file, which is amazing. Alright, now friends, we are able to create these attributes based on servlet context, which is cool. But moving forward, we can also create attribute based on session. So in here, for example, I type in session.set attribute and give the name as, for example, author, and the value could be, for example, my name. Now this particular attribute would be available based on session. So whenever a new session is created, a session is destroyed, then the existing value would be destroyed. And once we have for example executed this JSTL demo.jsp file, then only a new variable by the name of author would be recreated. So again, there is a yet another way of creating a yet another different type of attribute. So in here, for example, I type in author and try to print the information by taking help of expression language, then definitely again we would be able to display the information on our web page. Here we go. So this is how we can like deal with these attributes, and we can sometimes make use of these attributes. Now friends, to be very honest, the usage of these context attribute or session attribute is pretty rare, and usually all the business related objective, all the business logic is implemented directly on the servlet. So this is a good to know information, and the usage is pretty rare. Alright, now friends, before ending this video, there is a yet another good to know information. In here we are displaying this information URL using expression language, which is cool, and if we check, we are able to execute the HTML code, which is perfect. But for example, in here we make use of the core tag c:\out tag. Then what happens is we can again display the information. For example, in here I type in the expression language. What happens is the code, the HTML code will not get executed, and the information will be displayed as a pre-text, pre-formatted text. Let me show you. If I refresh this page, the output would be in front of us, which is again a good to know information. So for example, if you wish to display some pre-formatted text, which could be any code, then definitely you can also make use of this c:\out tag. So there is definitely a small little difference between displaying the information directly and displaying the information by taking help of c:\out tag. Alright, so let me undo the changes and refresh this page. Here is the output. Perfect. And let me also get rid of this by commenting this out. Alright, so let me bring this in between the comment. Alright, so everything seems to be good enough now. So this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.